Could Metro Manila be facing a lockdown a la Wuhan or Italy? Gerard de la Peña says we're not quite there, but officials are desperately mulling all scenarios.
This equipment blows mists of chemical solution that can kill bacteria and viruses. Some local government units have resorted to this to allay fears and to prevent the spread of COVID-19. In a meeting on Tuesday, Metro Manila mayors assured that a lockdown similar to Wuhan and Italy are unlikely. Authorities said a lockdown is only warranted in the event of a widespread community transmission, which also requires an upgrade to Code Red Alert Sub-Level 2.
I mean to say, from the same community ay naghawahawahan. Wala pang ganong pattern. Pagka dumating tayo sa sub-level 2 of the Code Red, ito yung tinatawag natin na confirm na yung community transmission. Doon tayo pa pwedeng mag-lockdown, mag-stop na ng school, mag-suspend ng work.
Meanwhile, Agriculture Secretary William Dar said that if a lockdown will happen, the country's rice inventory can last up to over 80 days.
In terms of the rice inventory, at present we have 80 days, good for 80 days.
Okay.
So, sana hindi nga magtuloy-tuloy itong problema na COVID disease na ito, COVID disease.
Okay.
At so 80 days, nandyan na, properly positioned all over the country. Then we are now starting the main harvest for this semester.
Authorities are also looking at how graduation rites will be held to avoid the spread of the virus. The Department of Education proposed that graduation venues should have thermal scanners. The number of attendees must also be limited, and students who are not feeling well should not attend the event.
Yung mga magulang ay gustong matuloy, gustong makita yung anak nila na tumatanggap ng diploma. Pero dapat mag-institute tayo ng mga extreme measures.
Authorities said they are monitoring the situation and that they will study if they have to extend the class suspensions. For News 5, Gerard de la Peña, We Are One News.
Countries around the world are ramping up the fight against COVID-19. Italy has expanded its emergency measures to now include travel restrictions for the entire country. 60 million people are effectively under quarantine. In the United States, President Donald Trump says testing will accelerate in the coming weeks. Trump himself has been in contact with several lawmakers who are now under self-quarantine, but the White House says Trump himself has yet to be tested. Meanwhile, back in the epicenter of the COVID outbreak, Chinese President Xi Jinping visited Wuhan today. Xi's arrival in the city comes as the spread of the virus appears to have slowed over the past week. While COVID-19 has spread across almost all continents, the World Health Organization insists this is not yet a pandemic. But WHO officials acknowledge COVID's potential to become one.
Now that the virus has a foothold in so many countries, the threat of a pandemic has become very real. But it would be the first pandemic in history that could be controlled.